Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. This article that I have here comes from a Ukrainian source and talks about some new Russian mercenaries that I never heard of, to be honest with you, supposedly being in Belarus and preparing a false flag operation. Well, that sounds interesting and we learn a lot. Alright, so this article comes from Ukrainska Pravda from September 24th, 2022. Russian mercenaries prepare false flag operations on Belarusian-Ukrainian borders. So, mercenaries from Liga, the Russian private military company PMC, have arrived in Minsk, Belarus. They might be involved in staging a false flag operation on the Ukrainian-Belarusian border. What do you mean they might? They are or they're not? You can't just say they might be. Maybe they're over there to issue some candies to kids. Why not? Why my scenario is so crazy? You have any evidence to support that? If you have, let's see. Let's keep reading. The source, National Resistance Center, created by Special Operations Forces of the Armed Forces of Ukraine. Details. The National Resistance Center cites the Belarusian resistance movement, which says that 130 Russian Liga PMC mercenaries arrived in Minsk with weapons and ammunition on September 20th. Now, there's no doubt these guys arrived there, but do they know their mission? On September 22nd, 300 sets of Ukrainian military uniforms, which were seized from warehouses in Kherson Oblast, were delivered to Guard Services, a Belarusian security company which is being used as the base for the Russian mercenaries. Okay. Quote, possible subversive operations are expected in the vicinity of Pinsk, Ivanovo, and Kobrin. Such operations play into the hands of Moscow, which seeks to involve additional forces in the war in Ukraine, in particular the armed forces of the Republic of Belarus. Details. The National Resistance Center notes that Guard Service is more than a private security company. It is in fact considered to be the first PMC created in Belarus. So remember that. Guard Service. In one word. It was created by a special decree issued by Alexandre Lukashenko, the self-proclaimed president of Belarus, in 2019. The Western weasels, leaders, they tried to do the same thing to Lukashenko what they did to Yanukovych in 2014 and change the guy with some guys, and that lady is overseas right now barking at Lukashenko for as not being the legitimate guy. I don't care if he's or not, to be honest with you. Screw them. They're over there, I'm over here. I care what's going on over here. Belarus, unimportant, just to be sure, okay? Like Ukraine was unimportant, but now is the most important thing in the world that you can think of. So yeah. So the company is based on the former training center for Belarusian Special Forces. This was formed in 2019. So obviously before the military operation. So these guys are located in a place where these guys, the private military company in Belarus, received these 300 uniforms captured by Russia in whatever territory of former or whatever territories of Ukraine, and delivered here to these guys. So they're probably going to be trying, you know, that if they get caught, they could be killed, they will be killed on the spot. Because if you wear another country's uniforms in a war zone like this, then you are shot on the spot. I remember the Ardennes counteroffensive of the Germans, you know, the Battle of the Bulge and so on. That then when Otto Skorzeny, he tried to do the same thing. No, he did the same thing. He used American uniforms with people that were speaking English, and they infiltrated the armies of Americans over there, Canadians, Australians, and blah, 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 blah. Some of them were caught, on the spot were shot. You see, I can be a poet. So, on the spot, shot. So that's going to happen with these guys if they do something. Now, what can they do? I don't know, go over there and blow up something and then say, hey, they did it. And we'll find out, right? We'll find out. So pay attention to the northern border of Ukraine with Belarus. Things might happen over there. I mean, this kind of activities are not, new, or they use them. I think it's a desperate way of using it, but you don't need the military. But if you want to do it as a false flag, yeah, you use the military and say, hey, there were the Ukrainians doing this. So, on the other hand, it's going to be like this. This guy is going to get dressed in those uniforms, and they're not going to blow up something in Ukraine. Obviously, they're going to blow something in Belarus. And that's going to be the false flag thing. Oh, see, the Ukrainians blew up something. They tried to kill our fearless leader, Lukashenko. And that's what's going to happen. Lukashenko is going to come and say, hey, we are directly involved. It's very, very, very possible. So you don't have to go over there. You just do it on your own territory. False flag thing. Over there, then I was talking about Skorzeny, Otto Skorzeny, and the Ardennes counteroffensive is just that this kind of people, if they get caught across enemy lines or whatever in their territory, they're going to be shot. In this case, these guys are just going to be... But now another question. Doesn't make sense. Why would you get the private mercenaries to organize a false flag operation in Belarus when you can get some actors, some Belarusians? Why do you need the Russian mercenaries to go in Belarus and blow up something? And everything's staged. You don't have to go and pretend and really kill the Belarusians. Who's going to know? Nobody's going to know. You just report it. Then you just videotape it and videotape the afterwards. Oh, this is what they did. And we have reports, and we have people they're gonna report. Yes, they were dressed in the Ukrainian uniform. Yes, that's what it's gonna say. Why do you need to get these guys? If you're so ruthless, you get these guys, make it real. Like these guys are really gonna kill those guys. The Belarusians, that maybe are the ones that are going to, guard the objective. These guys I want to blow up. Or they don't even have to engage those guys. Just gonna go in and everything is actors. Why do you need mercenaries to do it? All right. So I don't know. It doesn't make really sense. I mean, it makes sense if you push it to these guys are just gonna go over there and kill Belarusians, whatever they were guarding that objective. So we make it more real. People really died. Okay then. But otherwise, everything could be an act. It happened before? Yes. It will happen in the future? Yes. So yeah, I didn't find out about these two private contractor companies until now. But it's good to know. Learning is good. Sometimes frightening. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Pay attention to the false flag. How do we determine it's going to be a false flag? How do we know? We'll never know. They will just tell, oh, it was a false flag. No, it was not. Yes, it was. No, it wasn't. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just, my friends.